You're back. Sorry for the slight mix-up. Yeah, we had a problem with the electricity. Yeah, yeah, I know, right? Things are things are kind of very very desolate out here in Kenya because I mean in the 254 the electricity connection is not as stable as you might think. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So today it actually just did me. Yeah, so the lights were out for like a couple of few minutes, and then now is when they're just getting back. So I have to wait for my router to kind of kickstart back, and because yeah, it is what it is, Monze. Sometimes you don't really have much to do. So as I was telling you about, yeah, the Aston Villa were playing host to Crystal Palace, the South Londoners who came visiting at Villa Park. And Aston Villa ran out 3-2 winners against South London's, the Eagles, Crystal Palace. Actually, Crystal Palace took the lead through Maikato, or that if that's how you like to pronounce it. And then Anna Patten got back Aston Villa in the match, courtesy of a very, very beautiful assist from Gabi Nunez. The reason why I'm mentioning Gabi Nunez is because I have her in my WSL team. Yeah. So Aston Villa got back in the match through Gabi Nunez, supplying the assist to Anna Patten, and Anna Patten scored a very, very awesome goal. It's been a while before she's been on the goals. The former Arsenal defender. And then Aston Villa retook the lead. Took the lead. Sorry, not retook the lead. They took the lead through Rachel Daly, courtesy of a very, very awesome assist from Kirsty Hanson. A very, very beautiful through ball. And then Rachel Daly did the justice with a very, very awesome finish to make it 2-1 for Aston Villa. But then again, there was plenty of drama. There's plenty of drama in the match because Anna Blanchard, Anna Blanchard decided, you know what, we have to get back in this game, and she held back Crystal Palace in the game, or she thought she did because she equalized, making it 2-2. But then, deep in stoppage time in 90, in I think it was in the 6th minute of added time because the game was added 7 minutes. Who else? Who else but Ebony Salmon? Ebony Salmon making it 3-2 and to grab the all 3 points for Aston Villa. And it was an awesome goal. It was a screamer. Actually, this weekend has had awesome, awesome goals. No, I'm talking about Katrina Gori, two belters, two long shots. But I'm going to the I'm getting to the West Ham game in a few. Yeah, so Aston Villa there through Ebony Salmon scoring a very, very wonderful goal, making it 3-2, and to win it for Aston Villa deep in stoppage time. And yeah, keeping all the 3 points at home, keeping all the 3 points in Midlands. Yeah, and unfortunately, it was not a good day for the South Londoners. Yeah, so that was Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. That was Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. By the way, if you are hearing the music from the background, that is Peanut Butter Jelly. I'm a big house enthusiast. I'm a big house head. That is Peanut Butter Jelly by Galantis. That is one of the top hits of from 2015. One of the top hits from 2015, coming off the album Pharmacy. That one with Akiti, or should I say Akioti, on the album cover. Peanut Butter Jelly by Galantis playing in the background. Yeah. So Aston Villa maintaining all the 3 points and taking all of them to win 3-2 at home. I have to keep on checking at my microphone because I've been having a problem with this Maple microphone because sometimes it tends to juice out the battery. And so if you guys can put me on through a lead to the best microphones in the game, the best Maple microphones. I don't want the big condenser one because I have another one. But at the moment, I haven't been using it that much because sometimes it requires too much of a connection, too much of a setup, and recording this thing from the comfort of my living room sometimes it can be a lot of work to set it all up. I don't have a dedicated studio whereby the mic is already set up and I just come and use it. Yeah, I have to use my living room because as a young and upstarting content maker, we're just new in the game because so everything we need to use everything like we just have to set up everything, and so we try to make it as least tedious as possible. So if you guys are in the know, you can put me on through a lead to a good lapel mic or a good microphone, so that the one that you can just plug and play. Yeah. Anyways, guys, we still have our Mchanga link page. You can check it out on all PodFarm platforms. The link is available there, and also you can check it out on our social media pages on YouTube and then on X. Yeah, you can check out the link to our Mchanga page so that you can help us. You can contribute something for us. We don't discriminate. We'll take in the thousands. We'll take in the hundreds. We'll take in all of them. You just whatever you feel like you can spare. Just feel free to go to your M-Pesa pages. Feel free to go to your M-Pesa. You can also do as well through Binance. I'll leave you the link to the Binance contribution page. Yeah, you can. For those of you who have M-Pesa, please just go out to your Lipa na M-Pesa section of your M-Pesa, and then go out to the pay bill. It's 891,300. That is 891,300. And then when it comes to the account, go on and put in 99494. And I'll repeat again, 99494. Yeah. And then it will give you the Fantasy Football KE podcast. And then you can contribute whatever you feel like you can help us. And also, we are taking in contributions in terms of equipment. You can donate if you have something. You can donate maybe like a microphone. You can donate like a stand. You can donate like a camera for those of you who are able to do it. Yeah. I don't want to limit you guys. I don't want to limit you guys. I know you people are blessed. You people you are endowed with God blessings. Yeah. And I don't want to limit your generosity. So if you feel like you can donate a microphone, you can donate maybe some studio time. Yeah, yeah. We are also taking donations in terms of studio time, because there are good studios around here in the 254, and we can really use the support, guys. Yeah. So if you feel like you can donate some studio time, maybe you can donate some microphones, you can donate some stands, you can donate some cameras. Yeah, we'll take it all on. We'll take it all in. Yeah, and as well all the monetary donations. You can go through the M-Pesa link page, Mchanga link page. Yeah, yeah, it directly works with M-Pesa. Yeah. So be sure to check out the link at the end of our podcast, and also you can check it out on the bio. We usually leave it on the bio of our podcast platforms on Apple, on Spotify, on YouTube, on Amazon. We are everywhere. Yeah. So everywhere you get your podcast from, you can check it out on our the description bio in the page. Yeah. And also our social media pages. Yeah. Although we did get banned on Instagram. Yeah. But it's no problem. Yeah, you can just check us out. You can check us out on X, aka Twitter, and we actually did a cover for the Saturday matches from the WSL. Yeah, so you can check it out on our pages at Fantasy Footy KE on Twitter and YouTube. Yeah. So enough of the self promotion and everything. And of course, I have to keep checking my microphone and see that it is working. Yeah, because I sort of did leave it to charge, but then again, as I was telling you about the electricity thing, I think maybe when the light disappeared, I think it had not fully charged. So I'm kind of aware that maybe the mic might sort of let me down a little bit. Yeah. So that was Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace, and then on Saturday we had Brighton and Hove Albion hosting West Ham United at the Amex Stadium. Brighton and Hove Albion was hosting hosting the East Londoners, West Ham from East London, traveling all the way to the South Coast to face Brighton and Hove Albion. Yeah, and the and the Amex Stadium was a jubilant. It was a very very ambient venue for the game. And Brighton and Hove Albion winning 3-2, courtesy of goals from Rachel McLauchan. And then Kiko Seike scored in her first goal since scoring that hat trick on her WSL debut. It's been a while before she's gotten back on the score sheet, but she was able to get again in the goals against West Ham United. And the last goal was scored in by Frank Kirby, Super Frank Kirby, winning the game for West Ham United. Sorry, for Brighton and Hove Albion, because as I was telling you about those two belters, those two screamers, those two bangers by Katrina Gori, the Australian international, the West Ham skipper. She did try to bring her side back into the game. She scored very, very two beautiful goals. The first one, a very, very beautiful long range, scored in from their left hand side of the attack. And Brighton and Hove Albion's right hand side. I think it was something like 30 yards, 40 yards, and then coming on from the wings, from the flanks, it tends to be very, very, very impressive. Yeah, as you can hear, that is in my mind by Dinoro, featuring Gigi D'Agostino, the extended remix. I'm a big house head. I'm a big dance EDM head. So I do like my 2015s, 2010s, 2017s, 2016s there, uh, EDM. Yeah. So that is In My Mind by Dinoro. So Trina Gori, she did try to hold back West Ham into the game, but unfortunately it was not enough because Super Frank Kirby grabbed the winner for Brighton and Hove Albion, making it 3-2 and keep all the 3 points at home. Yeah. Actually, Spurs were the only home team not to win because all the home teams in the weekend, Chelsea won, Everton won, Aston Villa won, and Chelsea won, Everton won, Aston Villa won, Brighton and Hove Albion won. So Tottenham Hotspurs and Leicester City, the only two sides which did not win their home games. Yeah, the rest of the home teams, they were able to keep all the 3 points at home. So I mean, there again, this is Spurs. It's no surprise. They tend to bottle a lot of things. Yeah. That is just me trying to aim a dig at Spurs. So, anyways, as I was telling you about West Ham losing 3-2 to Brighton and Hove Albion in the South Coast. I have a stubborn nail here that is threatening to derail and give me less peace, as you can see. I hope the camera is showing you exactly. It's quite a painful. Those extensions from the nails there, by they grow on the side of the nails. So let's go to the big one of the biggest matches that was happening in the weekend. The North London Derby, Arsenal versus Spurs. Arsenal beat their North London rivals. Are they even a rival at this point? Are they even a rival? I mean, Arsenal have won all but one game against Spurs in the North London Derby in all competitions. That is the Conti Cup, that is the FA Cup, and then, of course, the WSL. So, and if it wasn't even for the shenanigans that Jonas Eidevall pulled for us last season out, mm, we could have been we could be having an 100% record. But anyway, it is what it is. This is football. And in the 254, as we like to say, Mpira Hudunda. So last season, it kind of dundered for us. So, anyways, let's get back to the here and now. So, Renis Ledgers, ever since taking on from Jonas Eidevall, she's still unbeaten, winning 5 games out of the 6 that she has led Arsenal, because The only miss up there is the 1-1 draw against Manchester United, that was there in game week 5. Yeah. So Arsenal travel to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, crossing just I think it is less than 5 miles. Yeah, less than 5 miles across the Seven Sisters Road to go and face Tottenham Hotspurs. And boy, oh boy, did we represent Alessia Russo in the second minute. It was not even exactly in the second minute, but it leaned more towards the second minute. Just it was rounded off to the second minute. It was a minute and something in 40 something seconds there. So Alessia Russo there pulling up with the first goal of the afternoon, to hand Arsenal a 1-0 lead. And it was a well taken goal. She did not even look at where Becky Spencer was. She did not even look at the goal. Yeah. She received the pass from a deflected pass, Mariona Caldente deflected pass, and she gave Arsenal an instant 1-0 lead, scoring in with her left foot, a left-footed shot at the bottom of the Spurs left hand side corner. Becky Spencer's left hand side. Yeah. And just like that, Arsenal took the lead in the North London derby away from home, wearing the all black kit, and the celebrations was fantastic. It was Alexia Russo tapping the badge, doing the badge stuff, grabbing the cannon. I tell you guys, man, this girl she might have been born around the Manchester areas. She might have played out. Some of you might say she's a Manchester girl, but then she's a proper Arsenal. She's a proper Guna Manze. I mean, she has those canon earrings, just like Leah Williamson. I think he has been hanging out with her England international teammates for quite a while, because I mean nowadays she's sporting the canon earrings, and she has a chain with a canon as well. And then again, doing the badge tap, doing the badge tap. I know this is just football and everything, but for most of the players who tend to do the badge tap and the badge grab, those are players that either they love the club a lot or they are fans of that club, especially for the homegrown talents like the likes of Leah Williamson, the likes of Lotto, the likes of Katie Reid. Hmm? So, Alessia Russo, a Mansonian or a Mancunian, if that is how you'd like to call it, having played for Manchester United for those 4 seasons, and having that deep connection to Manchester. I mean, and of course, in the past, maybe she had their statements. I don't know if how true those statements are, because I've not heard her exactly say that. So this is just based on what I've been seeing on social media. I've been seeing from WSL pages and also Twitter. You know, those Some people have said that she had said she would never wear an Arsenal t-shirt, an Arsenal jersey. But boy, look what is going on. Look what is happening. She's out here tapping the badge, grabbing the cannon, celebrating with so much passion. Alessia Russo, we love you. Welcome to the club. I know you've always been a Guna. It's just that you are stuck in the wrong region. You are stuck in the wrong locale. So Alessia Russo there, giving Arsenal the lead, and doing that wonderful, passionate celebration. Mm. Yeah, and then a few minutes later, in the 22nd minute, Frida Manam, the girl who just can't stop scoring. I mean, when you see Frida Manam wearing the gloves, when you see Frida Manam with the gloves, it's Frida Manam with the goals. There's a quote that I like, and it's not just me, but most of us Arsenal fans, we like to say Frida Manam with the gloves, Frida Manam with the goals. Yeah, and she has not yet disappointed us. She hasn't ever disappointed us. Yeah, when she's wearing the gloves, she's always scoring them goals. So Frida Manam, keep on wearing those gloves. Yeah, but anyway, Frida Manam scored in her third consecutive match to make it 2-0 for Arsenal. Arsenal very much pinning Tottenham Hotspurs in their own half, especially in that first half. The first 35 minutes, Arsenal were all over Tottenham Hotspurs, giving them no chance, and just succumbing them and choking them to that. So pinning them there. The move started out with Leah Williamson. Leah Williamson finding Frida Manham. Frida Manham, then she played the pass out to Kim Little. And finally, Kim Little played the ball back to Frida Manham. And as we all know, it always ends up in a goal. Yeah. This time, putting the shot past Becky Spencer on her right hand side. And she was given so much time by that Spurs defense that, I mean, for any player, automatically what you go for, you think of going for the goal. And just like that, my girls Arsenal taking the 2-0 lead and making it 2-0 at Spurs. Are you guys taking note of this? The marshmallow thing? As I told you, I'm a huge EDM fan. I'm a huge dance fan. So representing for Marshmello, Marshmello, my boy there. So Arsenal taking a 2-0 lead at halftime. Spurs did try to rally back, especially in through Bethany, England, and the England international. Her shot was saved in by Daphne Van Damsler. She was hardly needed in the match, but when she was needed, she did come through, and that is what I like about goalkeepers, and especially about Van Damsler in the recent occasions. Yeah, it was also pretty much the same in the Juventus game. She was not much needed, but when she was needed, she did come up with the goods and she supplied the save. So not Frida Mana, Daphne Van Damsler, she was pretty much more of a passenger in the game, but when she was needed, she came up with the goods and she made all the necessary short stops and kept us in the game because if that shot by Bethany England wouldn't have gone in for a goal, I mean it could have changed the complexion of the match and everything. So shout out to Daphne Van Damsler, having started out like I think she has started 4 games out of the 6. Yeah, only the Manchester City game, and yeah, I think she's missed out only the Manchester City game. So Daphne Van Damsler pulling up the good save to keep the score 1-1, and I mean to keep the score 2-0. Sorry, why am I even giving Spurs the goal? They have not scored anything. So Arsenal sort of saw out the second half, mm, based dominating Spurs. Mm. And then in the second half, Arsenal did rally. They came back. Spurs did try to rally. They were the better side in the early stages of the first half. But then as Arsenal kind of settled back down into the match, they resumed back to the show. It was the regular resumption of things in the North London derby. And in the second half, mm, Stina Blackstenius, super sub, scoring in her ninth goal from the substitute bench in 2024. Scoring out her ninth goal from the substitute bench. No player in the history of the WSL has scored more goals coming in as a substitute than Stina Blackstenius. She's, she's, she is a super sub. She is a super sub. Yeah. I don't need to tell you much about that. She is a super sub. So Stina Blackstenius maintaining her good record of scoring in from the bench, making it 2-0, 2-0, 3-0 for Arsenal. And it was a beautiful, well played out goal. That flick on by Mariona Caldente. I mean, top notch class. This is why you sign her. This is why you sign world class players. Mm. And actually, Stina Blackstenius could have scored too because Katie McCabe from the left hand side did supply her with a very, very beautiful cutback, and her first time shot, it was parried out of the by Becky Spencer. She did try to score a roof. So Tina Blackstone is there making it 3-0 for Arsenal, and basically from here on it was just Arsenal maintaining the score. They could have had more actually because credit to Becky Spencer, she kind of kept the scoreline respectable because As I'm telling you, Arsenal were all over the place. Arsenal were all over Tottenham Hotspurs. So as the match continued, and then it was not a derby without a Katie McCabe yellow card. Yeah, and she was joined in the books by Kyra Cooney Cross and Steph Catley, the two Australians. And then for Spurs, Claire Hunt, Hayley Russell, and they had four yellow cards. And Jade Spence, because actually Jade Spence did, she got a booking early on, and it is quite surprising that she was not sent off because early in the first half, she also handled the ball. She also handled the ball in just outside the box, so it was not a penalty, but it could have been a second bookable offense. Yeah. So I would not say she was lucky, but I would say that the referees, Emily Heslip, she kind of let her off the hook there. And it is not. This is whereby I kind of have a problem with the officiating in England. The referees, they tend to determine how things will go. They tend to determine who will get the booking, who will. They tend to pick their decisions are they are very very questionable. Anyways, speaking of the referees, so Arsenal won 3-0 in the North London derby, and going on into the Merseyside derby, Everton won 1-0 courtesy of a very, very controversial goal. A very, very controversial penalty call. Honoka Hayashi was fouled. Yeah, it was a genuine foul, but it was not in the box. Even if you can check out the replays again, the foul was not in the box. It was a genuine foul, yeah, by this Liverpool Japanese defender. Is it Shimizu? Yeah, Risa Shimizu. But the foul was not in the box. And it proved to be the only goal in the game because Curtis Noyes, he scored from the penalty box to make it 1-0 and Everton 1-0. So, as you can see there, Liverpool undone by a very, very controversial decision by the referee. And at some point, we have to bring the question at some point. Because as you can see there, Liverpool, they have lost all the 3 points. Maybe they could have gotten a draw. They could have gotten 1 point from the game because considering it was a 1-0 win. So if you just look at it, Liverpool have been screwed out from the game by a very, very poor decision by the referee. And the PGMOL, what Professional Game Matches, Game Match Officials Limited. What do we have to say about this? Because I mean, if Liverpool did complain and they asked for a rematch about this match, they are very much within their rights for asking about it. And based on the evidence provided, they should be getting that rematch. Yeah? I know I'm not saying that they will ask for the rematch. They will ask for the replay, sorry, not the rematch. But they are within their grounds for asking for the replay because what was that? What was that, Manze? That was a very, very poor decision. That was a very, very poor decision by the on-field referee. I don't know her name yet, but it was so poor. Liverpool have been screwed out of that game. To be honest, Liverpool, and it's a derby. Aside from all the emotions and the intensity and the aggressions that comes in the derby, and then now we have a very, very poor decision determining the result of the game. I'm not even lamenting on that because I'm not a Liverpool fan. But then again, I have to speak about it because I don't know. Maybe the next time it's going to be Arsenal who are going to be screwed out, which has been happening in the Premier League, by the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about those English referees. The PG Moel is really, really letting us down. And we don't want this happening in the women's game because it has been happening in the men's game, and now as you can see, it is starting out to happen. We need a VAR, we need video assistant referees, and we need eligible referees. We need efficient referees to take care of matches because I mean Liverpool was screwed out. There is no other way of putting it. Liverpool was screwed out in the Merseyside derby. Yeah, and maybe Everton would have scored from another. disappointing game. But then again, you don't know because the moment decisions like this happen, they tend to impact the game directly. Yeah. So that was that. So Liverpool losing out to Everton at Goodison Park in the last Merseyside derby played out at Goodison Park, courtesy of that controversial penalty. Yeah. And then in the other matches, which is the other one? Because I think, yeah, the Leicester City versus Manchester United. So Manchester United going on into this match, they had drawn 4 consecutive games, drawing out against 0-0 against Aston Villa, 1-1 against Arsenal, 1-1 against Brighton and Hove Albion, and yeah. So Manchester United had 4 draws. They are still unbeaten, and they are the side which have conceded the fewest goals in the WSL, having conceded only 2 games. I think they've conceded the only games they've conceded are those 1-1 draws between against Brighton and Arsenal. Yeah. So Fallon Tulin joins there with 4 clean sheets and conceding the fewest goals in the WSL. And then, so you see, Manchester United, before this, they had also just scored 9 goals. And Manchester United match is having the fewest goals in the WSL. So Manchester United, they had to react because there was a lot of noise coming on from WSL Twitter, women's soccer Twitter, also Twitter. There was a lot of noise coming on about Max Skinner. A lot of Manchester United fans they are all wanting Max Skinner to be replaced, to be checked out. And this is not a first time because even last season and the season before that, there was a lot of noise about Max Skinner out. And by the way, remember, as Fantasy Football KE, we are not advocating for the removal of Max Skinner, but we are just relaying the information that is on the ground, that is on the streets. Yeah. So there's a lot of noise from Manchester United fans about the removal of Max Skinner as the Manchester United manager. Remember, he was given a 1-year extension last time out, and Manchester United won the FA Cup, beating Tottenham Hotspur 4-0, beating Tottenham Hotspur 4-0 in the final. So, having his contract extended by 1 year up to 2025, and as you have seen from the Crossways, the podcast by Steph Houghton and Ian Wright, as you have heard, there's a lot of controversial things that are happening to the Manchester United women's team. The hierarchy, the Sir Jim Ratcliffe hierarchy, is not doing justice about the team. So far, they've had to kick off the team from their facilities to accommodate the men's because there is an ongoing refurbishment and re basically Manchester United are doing they are doing they are what is it called, reinforcement. It's not reinforcements, they are doing a lot of redevelopment of the facilities around the men's first team club. So they they evicted the women's team from the facilities that they had initially made for the women's team so that they can accommodate the men's team. And there's a lot of nasty things going on in the Manchester United team against the women's team. And for more of this, you can check out Crossways by Steph Houghton and Ian Wright. They talk more in depth about this. Yeah. So Manchester United very much in the question. The hierarchy, they've been doing some nasty things to. They are not the things that you'd expect a team, especially in this day and age, and the way the women's game has gotten a lot of traction. And a club of Manchester United's stature and size, I mean, they should be doing better than that. But what they are doing to their women's team, it is injustice. And remember, in the beginning of the season, the PFA, the PFA did offer to, they did offer to I'm letting my cat out. Yeah, I have to let her out so that she can go out and get some sun, get some air outside. Yeah. So as I was telling you, in the beginning of the season, the PFA did caution and warn Manchester United about how they are treating their women's team, and so yeah, a lot. Manchester United is in they are in the spotlight regarding how they are treating their women's team. Yeah, but anyway, besides from all of those that off-field things, Manchester United did turn up. They did deliver this time, beating Leicester City 2-0 away from home. Goals courtesy of Elizabeth Tarland, selling Bizet, made it 2-0 and handing Manchester United their third win. Yeah, I think it's a third win. It's a third win or it's a fourth win, handing them their fourth win of the season to take them up to 12 points in the WSL. Yeah, and fifth. So this is the match that I was telling you about. I did not watch much of it, so I cannot give you a game by game in-depth analysis because all I did was watch the highlights, yeah, as well as the Liverpool game. Yeah. So that was how things happened out in the WSL. Am I missing out anything? Guys, if you feel like I'm missing out anything, please do tell me. In the background there, it is Heroes by Alesso featuring Tovlo. That was one of the 2015 bangers coming out from the Forever album by Alesso. As I'm telling you, I'm a big house fan. I'm a big EDM house and a big EDM fan, especially in the golden eras of the EDM, that is between 2010 up to 2017 then 2018, some bits of 2018. Yeah. So that is how things were looking like. I think I've covered it all. Yeah, we talked about the Chelsea game. We talked about the sorry, not talked about the Chelsea game. Mm, We talked about the Spurs game, the Brighton game, the Liverpool game, the Leicester City game, and the Aston Villa game. So saving the best for the last, the last for the best. Chelsea made it 7 out of 7 in the WSL. Chelsea made it 7 out of 7 in the WSL. They are the first side in the history of the WSL to win all their 7 games. The first side in the WSL to win all their opening 7 games 100%. I mean, is is there going to be a side that is going to be stopping this Chelsea side? Yeah, is there going to be anyone who's going to stop Chelsea? I mean, because from where we are sitting at, from where we are seated, it's going to be a fifth consecutive WSL. Not a fifth, a sixth. If these sides don't watch out, it's going to be a sixth consecutive WSL title for Chelsea. I mean, they've totally made the WSL their own. They're the Barcelona of the WSL. They're the Leon of the WSL. You know the way Leon have made the Ligue 1 Diakema their own, the way Barcelona have made the Liga F their own. I mean, this is this is top-notch stuff for Chelsea. I know I'm an Arsenal fan, and that will never change. But then again, I'm also a football fan in the first place, and I have to call things as they are. I have to give you the details and the information as they are. Yeah. So Chelsea there making it 7 out of 7, beating Manchester City clinically, emphatically 2-0. I know the scoreline is just 2 goals, but it was an emphatic win. The performance was just fantastic from Chelsea. Yeah. It was not a perfect performance in terms of just a clean performance, but it was emphatic. They defended where they needed to defend. They held out where they needed to hold out, and then they did dominate where they need to dominate. Remember, Manchester City, they had all the possession in the game. They had 63% possession compared to Chelsea's 37%. But Chelsea had the better chances in the game. They had the more shots on target. They had the better chances in the game. Mhm. They had the more clear-cut chances in the game, the more big chances in the game. Basically, Chelsea just let Manchester City have the ball without them having the threat. And then they scored on those 2 goals, and then they had the more threat in the game. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful goal from Guru Reiten. I mean, I'm very, very thankful for that because she was my captain and she still is my captain in the WSL. And from round 8, she was my double game week 8 captain. And it was a well taken goal. Guru Reiten on her left strong foot. I mean, curling the ball in the bottom right corner, beating Yamashita, and the rest, as they say, is history. And then the first goal, it was proper center forward played by Myra Ramirez, holding up the ball well, beating Alana Kennedy, nudging her out, she nudged her out, and then taking on Alex Greenwood, mm, and just finishing the ball, calmly slotting it into the left-hand side corner of Yamashita to make it 1-0 for Chelsea. Yeah, it was a beautiful game out there. Chelsea, they really did their job well. Yeah. Shout out to Chelsea. Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan, but let's give Chelsea the flowers. Let's give them their due. Yeah. So this game, I watched it, all of it, and as I was watching it, I was with my sister, one of my sisters. We were catching up with one of my sisters, and also she's a Liverpool fan, but she's not that much into football. But she's a Liverpool fan. But she was also impressed with the way Chelsea were able to contain Manchester City. It was a tough night for Bunny Shaw. She had six attempts on goal, and none of them were on target. Sorry, none of them materialized into a goal. She had 6 attempts on goal, but none of them came out to a goal. Six attempts, 2 on target. Those 2 that were on target, they were very tame. They were just basically catch practice to Hannah Hampton. And then the other 4 were off target. And she cut out a very frustrated figure. Remember, Manchester City were missing out Lauren Hemp, and it was very clear that they were really missing her, because Fowler on the left-hand side of Manchester City's attack, she was hardly in the game, and she had to be hooked in the second half. Yeah. And then also Auba Fujino, she was lively in the game, but she did not generate those clear-cut chances. She was not effective, and I can't really much blame her. Her first season in the WSL, and still a youngster. Yeah, it can be, and this is a big game. This is Chelsea. This is not like you're playing out against those slightly lesser inputs, lesser WSL teams. Yeah. And then, of course, being away from home, and in the first few minutes, the way Manchester City played. Yeah. So, Chelsea there, Sonia Bompastar becoming the first WSL manager in the history of the WSL to win all her 7 opening matches. Yeah. So, congratulations to Chelsea. And remember, in their first 7 games, they've been able to beat Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspurs. They've been able to beat 4 of the sides that finished in the top 6 of the last season's campaign. Mhm. And in their next match, they are going to be playing against Manchester United to wrap up the double game week 8. That is the last match for WSL double game week. It's going to be played out next weekend, yeah, on the 24th of November. I think it's going to be played out next Sunday, yeah. So basically, the last match of this block before the teams go to the November international break, for the women's, because the next time the WSL returns is going to be on the 8th of December, for the last round of the of the international for the last round of the of the WSL 2024 round before they go for the international break. Yeah. So as I was telling you, Chelsea very comprehensively beating Manchester City 2-0. Goals from Myra Ramirez and Guro Reiten made sure that that Chelsea got the all important 3 points, and they went back to the top of the table. Yeah, they are 2 points ahead of Manchester City, who are still having 19 points, and with their 2 points, with their 21 points, they're 6 points ahead of Arsenal, who are fourth placed with 15 points, and then they're 5 points ahead of Brighton and Hove Albion, who are third place with 16 points. And remember, they still have that one game in hand. So if they beat Manchester United, which, in my opinion, that is what I'm thinking, they are going to beat Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. Yeah. In my opinion, if they beat Manchester United, there will be no need for any other competition because it will be sixth consecutive WSL title for Chelsea. I know there are still other matches to be played out, but beating all their title rivals, Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, although the last two are not much of a rivals in terms of the title, but beating all those five sides in their first round of matches, I don't think, because if they beat Manchester United, they'll be 5 points clear of Manchester City. They'll be 9 points clear of Arsenal. They'll be 8 points clear of Brighton and Hove Albion. So I don't see any other side being able to come back into this into into the tie. Not unless a miracle happens. Not unless Chelsea become unfortunate with injuries. They lose key players through injuries and they are not able to get them back in the winter transfer. And then besides that, they also have to go, like, let themselves go, like, just go on a losing spree. And this is so unlike Chelsea and Sonia Bombasta. So, in my opinion, if Chelsea are going to be able to beat Manchester United next Sunday, I mean, let's just say sayonara to the league. Yeah, let's just say sayonara to the league. It will take a monumental miracle for any other side to come back and restore themselves back in the game. Yeah. So, anyways, that was the WSL weekend. That was the WSL weekend, and that is how things are happening. I'm very, very much happy because my girls Arsenal, we are able to get back into continue our winning ways. Sorry, not get back because last weekend we hammered Brighton 5-0. Yeah. So continue it by beating Spurs 3-0 away from home. Yeah. I kind of expected this because, I mean, aside from the blip from last season, the 1-0 loss, mhm, and I solely blame it on Jonas because even in the way he set up that team and the tactics that he employed in that game, yeah, we were never going to get a goal. Yeah. So I kind of expected us to get back to winning ways against Spurs, beating them 3-0. So it comes as not much of a surprise to most of us Gunners, including myself. So shout out to Arsenal for making it, restoring parity, restoring the normalcy in the North London in the women's division. So this season, both Arsenal men and Arsenal women have beaten Spurs at Tottenham at their own stadium, and we are restoring normalcy in the North London derby, as I was telling you, as I'm telling you, yeah. So that was well from Arsenal. That was good. So, anyways, that is how things looked out in the WSL. Chelsea there continuing their dominance. Manchester City are second. Anyways, let me read out to you the table as it stands now. And anyway, while we're still in the topic of the WSL, let's go on to the fantasy league. Let's go to the fantasy league. Let's go and talk about the fantasy league because we have a fantasy league of our own. Mhm. Mhm. We have a fantasy league of our own there that we do run. And let me tell you before I give you the rundown of how the league looks like. Let me tell you how I performed. This is the team of the admin of the fantasy league, mm, managed by yours truly, Papa D, aka Fantasy Footy. So we had 59 points. We had 59 points. Sophie Bagali was our goalkeeper. Remember, I did give you how I was going to set up for my team. Millie Bright there, pulling up with 7 points, a clean sheet and a bonus point. Yeah, Millie Bright, 7 points. Millie Turner, that clean sheet against Leicester City. That clean sheet against Leicester City. Mm, mhm. That clean sheet against Leicester City, giving us 6 points. Then Karabali did not play. The Brighton and Hove defender. She did not feature in the match, so I'm going to be getting an automatic substitution. And I think my first substitute is Sophia Smith, but having played, I'm curious to see how the WSL is going to apply this one, because my first substitute is Olivia Smith from Liverpool, and she's a striker, she's a winger, and she's a forward. So, and I was playing with three defenders, so I don't know if the WSL is going to put a formation whereby I'm going to be having two defenders, or are they going to give me a substitute for a defender? And my second substitute is a defender, Sophie Howard, the Leicester City defender. She kind of disappointed. She got 1 point, although I was kind of expecting her. That is why I kept her on the bench. I was just not expecting Karabali to miss out on the game. Yeah, as you can hear there from the background, from the background. It's the sounds of Ellie Goulding with lights from the single version. This is not the album version. This is the single version of Lights from Ellie Goulding. You remember her? Yeah. Again, I'm telling you, I'm giving you the goldies, the golden editions. So Karabal is there giving me 0 points. So I'm thinking maybe I'll be getting a substitute for Sophie Forward or maybe Sophia Smith. I still don't know yet. Because, in the WSL, they don't do priority subs like they do in the FPL. Yeah, so let's see how this one is going to go about. Yeah. Then in my midfield, I had Frida Manam, Grace Clinton, Johanna Writing Carneride, and then as I was telling you about my captain, Guru Writing, and then Jill Rod. So 9 points from Frida Manam. Yep, the goal and getting 1 bonus point from the match, as well as the clean sheet points. Then the midfielders usually do get the clean sheet points. Yeah. Then I had Grace Clinton. Grace Clinton also, she gave me 3 points. This time she did not contribute with a goal or an assist in the match. She was able to latch on to that clean sheet point for Manchester United. Yeah. And then I had Johanna writing Carneride as well, getting that clean sheet point, not contributing with a goal or an assist in the match. And Guro writing my captain, scoring the goal and coming up with the bonus points, scoring the goal, keeping the clean sheet. And she did not get the bonus points, unfortunately, but she was able to give us 8 points. And being my captain, that was 16 points. Then Jill Road getting the 2 points, disappointing weekend for her. Then in the forefront of my attack, I had Celine Bizet Soy. Celine Bizet supplying me with 6 points. Yeah, Celine Bizet, sorry, she had 9 points from that game week. She took all the 3 bonus points, scoring the goal, and of course, getting the standard 2 points for starting and finishing the match. Yeah. Then my other striker was Nikita Paris, Bill Keats. Unfortunately, this time she was not able to give us anything. She just gave us the standard 2 points. Yeah. So that was how I performed. I had a total of 59 points. Not bad, but it could have been better. Could have been better. I have, because of that performance, I have green arrows all over my leagues. I have green arrows. And let's go straight away to our league, the Fantasy Football Podcast League. We're up to 11th. Initially you were 12th. So, looking at the Fantasy WSL League, in first position is I Got a Little Time. They had 56 points from this game. They have a total of 462 points. Then in second position is Cool Bocans. Cool Bocans managed by Taylor Gang. They have 68. They had 68 points from this game week, and they have 454 points. Then we have Brenda Wainaina managing Bundox FC. Dropping down to third with 450 total points, and they had 62 points from this game week. Yeah. Remember, by the game is not yet over, so these positions, they will change. They might change, yeah, because still Chelsea have to take on Manchester United at Stamford Bridge, yeah. So on fourth place is also Recluse, managed by Darren Molloy with 440 points, having 55 points from this game week, yeah. And Dreamscape FC in fifth place with 437 points. Also, they had 55 points from this game. Yeah. And then this time I'll read you the top 10. Coming in sixth place is Katie Yellow Card, managed by Mickey Berry. 73 points from this game and a total of 417 points. They are tied with FC Neymaldo, managed by Kwame Dewoto, our Ghanaian friend, Kwame Dewoto. They also 417 points, but they scored 75 points, a whooping 75 points in this game. Wow. And the game week is not yet over, so there's a possibility they might reach double figures, especially if the captain was someone like Guru Raiten. Yeah, you know. Yeah. So let me look at Kwame Dewoto's team, FC Neymaldo. He had a very, very good team. He had Guru Raiten, Kasti Hanson, and Mike Kato in midfield, as well as Elatun. Elatun did not play, so he's going to be getting a substitute. His first substitute is Takarada, the Leicester City midfielder. So 2 points from Takarada is a guarantee for Neymaldo. His defense had Lucy Bronze, Jade Riviera, and Emily Fox. You know, this time Emily Fox getting all the clean sheet points as opposed to last time when she was withdrawn in the 55th minute by Renis Ledgers. So this time Renis Ledgers, we don't have a problem. We don't have a problem, Renis Ledgers. It's like you hit it to our call last time out. Yeah. So yeah, Lucy Bronze there supplying the assist to Guro Raiten's goal, taking all the 3 bonus points and keeping the clean sheet. So she had a total of 12 points from that game week. I mean, if Neymaldo did play the wall this weekend, he would have ripped. He would have ripped because he had clean sheets from every of his players. Every of his defenders, they supplied him with clean sheets. Jade Rivera, Emily Fox, Hannah Hampton in goal, Lucy Bronze there, and Guru Raiten from the midfield. Wow. FC Neymaldo. This would have been the best time to play the wall. But anyway, sometimes we cannot really predict everything correctly. Yeah. And again, FPL is a gamble. I mean, playing the fantasy league, it's a gamble. So shout out to you, FC Neymaldo. You know, he's still awaiting points from Taland, Riviera, Bronze, Hampton, Fox, and Brighton. Yeah. So he also had Frank Kirby, Super Frank Kirby, supplying him with 12 points. Yeah. Having scored and assisted in that game and taking all the 2 bonus points in that game. Yeah, Frank Kirby. And then ultimately the wrong day to captain Barney Shaw because, I mean, 4 points from Barney Shaw, it was not the ideal reward, you know. Yeah. And of course, my dad giving him 7 points. So it's a good team from Neymaldo and it has the potential of reaching triple figures. Triple figures. So let's wait out for the other game on next weekend when Chelsea host Manchester United. Yeah. Maybe FC Neymaldo is going to be triple figures. But so far he's our manager of the week. Shout out to you, FC Neymaldo, managed by Kwame Diwoto. That was a good performance. Notable mentions, you have to go out and mention Katie McYellow card. Also, they had 73 points managed by Mickey Berry. And then they played the wall. They had McCabe in their defense. They had Leticia in their defense. They had Millie Bright. They had Lucy Bronze. And then they had Hannah Hampton, yeah, in their defense. Yeah. So shout out to them. A good time to play out. With those set of players, it was a good time to play out the wall. Yeah. Coming out in number 8 is It's Raining Goals, managed by Mile Hoek. With 53 points from game week 8 and a total of 399 points. And then in number 9 is Sinkong Bakar, managed by Putra Koteka, managing Sinkong Bakar. They have 48 points from this game week, and they have a total of 394 points. Finishing up the top 10 is Rehema, managing team 227. Rehema. I think Rehema is an African or a Kenyan, just putting out there, or maybe an Arab. So shout out to you. It's good when you see a lot of people embracing the women's game, especially from these countries that are not known to endorse the women's game. especially in the Arabian region, in the African regions. So Rehema wrapping up the top 10 with 385 points, and they had 48 points from this game week. Yeah, so it's a good time for you guys. Anyways, that is that is how the WSL, the Fantasy Football KE League, is looking at our classic league in the CWSL. And so far, FC Neymar is the manager of the week. Although this one could change, so let's see how this one is going to fare out. Yeah. Anyways, that has been the fantasy WSL wrap. And before we leave, I would like to bring to your attention about the other matches. Remember, this weekend was also the El Clasico in Liga F. Yeah, this was the El Clasico weekend in Liga F. And unfortunately for my girls, Real Madrid, Las Blancas, we were hammered 4-0 by Barcelona. Barcelona beating Real Madrid, making it 15 out of 15 in the El Clasico for Barcelona. Yeah. In all the 15 games, Barcelona have never lost a game. They have never drawn a game against Real Madrid, regardless of where it has been played, whether it has been in the away from home or at home. It has always been, and it is in all competitions, by the way, in the Champions League, because they have met in the Champions League, and also in the in the league and in the Copa de la Reina, and also in the Super Cup competitions. Yeah, yeah. So unfortunately for us, Real Madrid, it has not been a fair fight. It has not been a fair fight against Barcelona. Yeah, goals from Patrick Guijarro, 2 goals from Patrick Guijarro, and another one from Claudia Pina, and the last one from Alexia Putellas were enough to give Barcelona a 4-0 win against Real Madrid in the El Clasico in Liga F. Yes. Yeah. And the fourth goal by Alexia Putellas was her 199th goal for Barcelona. Yeah. And that one effectively pushes her up to third in the all-time goal scorers for any Barcelona team in the history of the Catalan club. Yeah. Getting above Luis Suarez. Suarez, for Barcelona, you rank them up according any other player. It's not the men's, it's not the women's, it's just any player who has ever played for Barcelona. Of course, Lionel Messi leading there on top, and then followed by, I think they're followed in by Xavi or Iniesta. I'm not sure. Either one of them. Yeah. Or maybe Eto'o. Yeah. So Luis Suarez is now fourth on the all-time top list because there's a new there's a new third place in town, and it is Alexia Putellas, aka La Reina. She's the all-time top scorer for Barcelona women and third on the all-time top list for any Barcelona player. So Barcelona thrashing Real Madrid 4-0 to make it 15 out of 15 for La Blaugrana, La Blaugrana against Las Blancas. Anyways, bear in mind with my pronunciation. I'm not a natural Spanish speaker, so in fact I'm doing my best. La Blaugrana there, thrashing Las Blancas 4-0. And this season it is funny because Real Madrid have been hammered. We have been hammered by Barcelona 4-0 in both El Clasicos, in the men's and the women's El Clasicos. We have been hammered 4-0 at home. At home, an identical scoreline for both the Barcelona teams against the Real Madrid teams at home of Real Madrid. So shout out to Barcelona. Shout out to Barcelona. Elsewhere in the other leagues, it was the usual Lyon drubbing Saint Etienne 11-0. Four goals from Lindsey Horan, the American international, and a couple of more others there. I will not give you the whole scorers because I don't follow much of the Ligue 1 Diakema. I mostly tend to do the Champions League, bits of Liga F, and also bits of the other leagues. Yeah. So Lyon hammering Saint Etienne 11-0 with Lindsay Horan scoring 4 goals. I mean, as I told you, they own the league. They own the league. Yeah. So that is how things happen out in the women's division and in the WSL double game 8. So I would like to leave you with how the tables is standing. As I told you, Chelsea were able to get back on the top of the WSL table. Mm, Chelsea getting back to the top of WSL table. So Chelsea, having played one game less than every other team other than Manchester United, they played 7 games. They have 21 points, having won all 7 of their games, and they have a goal difference of +20. Chelsea have scored 25 games and they have conceded only 3 goals. They have scored 25 goals and conceded only 3. They're second in terms of goals conceded, only second to Manchester United, who have conceded 2. Yeah. So, as you can see, Chelsea are dominating the league. It's no joke on there. Yeah. Manchester City coming in second with 19 points, having played 8 games, 2 points away from Chelsea, but remember, Chelsea have that game in hand. Brighton and Hove Albion, they're third. They're third with 16 points as well. And then Arsenal are fourth with 15 points. And Manchester United, having that game in hand, they are fifth with 15 points, tied with the same number of points as Arsenal. So if Manchester United can be able to get a result against Chelsea, either beating them or getting a draw, they'll be able to go back to third. Yeah, they'd be able to go to third, and then Arsenal will drop to fifth because Brighton will go to fourth. Yeah. Liverpool coming in sixth with 9 points. Liverpool are sixth with 9 points. And Tottenham Hotspurs are seventh with 7 points. Seventh position with 7 points. They have less points than the number of games that they have played. They have played 8 games and they only have 7 points. Yeah. Aston Villa are eighth with 6 points, and then Everton are ninth with 6 points. Leicester City are 10th with 5 points. Yeah. Tied with the same number of points as West Ham United, but they have a better goal difference than West Ham, so they are up above them. Then West Ham are 11th with 5 points as well, and Crystal Palace also with 5 points. They are last in the league. Yeah, so Crystal Palace there, it doesn't look well for them. They have to find a way to bounce back. So the 3 bottom sides, that is Crystal Palace, West Ham United, and Leicester City, respectively, they all have 5 points. The difference is the goal difference. Yeah. Then Aston Villa and Everton, they are tied with the same number of points, 6 points apiece, just 1 point away from the bottom guys there. And they're separated by goal difference, with Aston Villa having a better goal difference than Everton. Yeah. And they are 1 point away from Spurs, who are seventh with 7 points. Yeah. So a lot of competition in the WSL there. Yeah. So let's see how the game week concludes out on next weekend. Let's see how it fares out between Chelsea and Manchester United at the bridge. And we'll definitely we'll definitely give you a comprehensive coverage of how things will be at the end of game week 8. Yeah. So that has been the double game week 8 so far. That is how things are happening in the WSL. Yeah. And I would like to leave you with the usual quote. We are deep in we are in mid-November, almost going on into Christmas in the December. So hope you guys have a fantastic month. Hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful week. And since it's already the Christmas period, the holidays are here with us. I would just like to wish you a good holidays period, a good holidays. May you guys be blessed, continue staying blessed, and hope you guys have a good time. Yeah. I would like to leave you with the usual quote. This is the holidays time. As usual, protect your tool, don't play yourselves. I know, right? I know I like to keep repeating it, but then again, I also like to make sure you guys are. So protect your tools, don't play yourself. This has been Papa D representing for Fantasy Football KE. And that has been your WSL Double Game Week 8. Yeah. Anyways, we are out. I would like to leave you with 10 Foot Tall. As you can hear it playing out in the background. Afrojack featuring Rabel. Mm. 10 Foot Tall. One of the best dope bangers. One of the dope bangers from 20, 20 that golden age period of the house music. Yeah. So hope you guys have a fantastic time. And as usual, don't play yourself, protect your team. Anyways, from Fantasy Football KE, this has been Papa D, and we're out. We're out. Adios, muchachos.